carefully. Anyhow, computer-based IELTS, in IELTS, you are having actually two different kinds. One is computer-based, one is paper-based. Both are similar, no problem in any of that. One of my student was unaware of using computer online system based test test, right? But she appeared for computer based, she got the good score. The reason was she was prepared. So the thing is, if you are prepared, if you are gone very well through IELTS practice and yeah, IELTS mock test and also some of the training classes, etc., you will be able to perform very well in that. In any of the computer or paper based doesn't matter for you. But if you would not be prepared, both are the tests are going to be tough for you. Yes, so therefore you must do well practice, and inshallah then you must go through very well, like the schedule must be there. If you want 7 plus, it means 2 hours plus study on daily basis, the practice. If you want 6 plus, it means 1 hour plus study, right? Like anyhow, coming to our topic, then if you are having any query, you can discuss anytime in personal. I would inshallah help you, and I would inshallah support you, and I would inshallah assist. All right, now in reading module, you are going to be having three passages total, three passages, right?
Mm-hmm.
Within those three passages, first one easier, second one little bit 50% easy, 50% tough. Third passage, the toughest one, challenging one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in each passage, around about seven are the paragraphs which you're gonna study, like seven total paragraph in a single passage. And that, like, let me show you. This is from book 16, test one. Book 16, test one, and yes, book 16, test one, passage one. Now, I'll Cambridge. Now, in this one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, round about seven paragraphs. Within these seven paragraphs, you would be given 13 questions. 13 questions be asked from you, and you're supposed to answer, right? For 13, 14, 13, 14, round about the same criteria, total 40 questions. Out of 40, if you get 30, so it means above 6.5 for academic, 7 bands for general, 6.5. Anyhow, now, how to go through IELTS reading module? Today, the following week, we are going to have concern only with reading module and also with the writing assessment. Along with that, for the two participants, Zoraise and Cheyenne, remind me, I'm also having another session after the class. Text me and kindly remind me because your tests are going to be very soon. So therefore, I want to have little bit extra discussion besides the class. So your course should be covered before the coming date, before the coming appearance test for the test, right? Okay. Anyhow, now in reading module, you would be having passage and how to distribute your time, how to go through reading section, what are the techniques to be followed to be followed so far, and how much practice is required, right? Different questions will be in your mind before starting a reading section. Firstly, in reading passages, you'll be having, sorry, in reading tests, you'll be having three passages. Next, in reading passages, in reading passages, you'll be having, different kinds of questions, heading findings, true, false, yes, no, not given, right? And the sentence completion, one word, two word, three word answers, different sorts of questions, right? Anyhow, now next is the thing that in reading passages, how to do practice from where. The only source that is the best source for reading section is your IELTS Cambridge's books, or your IELTS Cambridge's books, these books, right? Book one. This is book one by the by chance, right? But you must go through at least book 11 to 18, 11 to 18, the most important source, right? If your level is good, average, 11 to 18, the most important. And within 11 to 18, 11, 13, 15, 16, 18. These two are more important for reading section, right? Now, for practice, each book contains four tests. Either you go through this, soft copies or hard copies. Choice is yours as you feel convenient. That is good, but I recommend hard copies. Now, next is the techniques. Next is the how much to boost your level. First thing, when you read a paragraph at initial stage, it takes much time from you in a sense to understand it. Like in reading section, three are the passages. Within those three passages, for those passages, you will be given 60 minutes, right? To cover one passage in around about 20 minutes, right? But three passages. But you are supposed to cover passage number one in 15 minutes, along with questions, right? This passage, the whole in 10 minutes, you're supposed to read it, and 5 minutes for questions, right? And then passage number two, 20 minutes, and passage number three, 25 minutes. And this distribution of time is based for 8 plus, right? 7.58 bands, the highest one. And the reason why 8 band plus student read a single passage, single paragraph in a minute. Now you know, to boost your level to this level, you are also supposed to read a single passage, single paragraph in a minute, in 1 minute. But at initial stage, if you are not understanding, reading, reading is all about two words: understanding, memorizing. When you understand something and you memorize something, this means you are now able to answer for any question, right? So understanding and memorizing. And now there are ways like how to do that. But anyhow, at initial stage, even if a single paragraph takes more than one time to read completely, to read very well, like 3 times, 2 times, no problem for that. But after going through 5, 4, 6, 7 tests, try to now then incline your speed and understand each paragraph by reading 2 times, then 1 time, right? But what I mean by 2 times, when you are done from with one paragraph, do not jump to the second one. First, make it very clear to you, right? Give it a proper title, what this paragraph was containing, so, right? Now, in English, if I ask you people, what is paragraph? Yes, what is mean by paragraph? G. Yes. Yes. Anyone?
Can I answer?
Yes.
I think paragraph is the part of a text who contain a specific idea.
A specific one idea, right? Okay. Now
Yeah.
that one idea would be contained by a paragraph, no two ideas, right? Now, in English, you are having actually four kinds. Each kind contain different idea, and those are in front of you. Now, if you know and realize this thing, you'd be able to locate your answer easily because paragraph number one contains different idea. The questions regarding having the similar kind of ideas would be from paragraph number one. The questions having other kind of idea might be related to another paragraph, right? Another kinds, because paragraph, as you mentioned, that it contains one single idea. That one single idea is going to be different, and that one single idea is divided in four different kinds within English. Like, it means that seven are the paragraph in one passage. Each paragraph is going to have different idea, not seven different ideas, rather four ideas. These paragraphs are having four different ideas. Those four ideas would be interpreted in the kinds of paragraph. So, number one, you are having narrative paragraph. What does it mean? It means the history. It means also it is called historical paragraph, right? Historical. And in this paragraph, paragraph number one, it would always come at the first in passage. You would be having such kind of word: early, previously, forefather, grandfather, ancient, historical, recent, old, previous, right? This kind of any past related word would be used in this narrative paragraph, historical paragraph. And secondly, this is the thing: if you face such words in question or any past related word in question, your answer would be in the first paragraph, right? You would find your answer in the first paragraph because first paragraphs contain such kind of an idea. Eight band student realized that from which paragraph, from which kind of paragraph he is passing. First paragraph you read, sometimes students don't know what I read, right? Students would be unaware of it. But eight band student is supposed to realize and understand what kind of paragraph I'm passing, like what kind of idea I catched from it, record from it, right? Now, next is expository paragraph. Narrative is clear to who I hope you I also that narrative means history, the narration. A narrative paragraph actually the author prepares the reader mind, like what has happened already, before the story, before the passage, and what you know was the situation before that. So author prepares the reader mind for upcoming situation to be discussed so far by author. And an expository paragraph, that is the second kind of paragraph, it is also called explanatory paragraph. And here in this kind of paragraph, author would discuss such kind of things: reason, results, kinds, new ideas, comparison. Now, result of what? If any matter or story is discussed by the author, he would talk about the result of the situation, the reason of the matter in the same paragraph, the kinds, the types in the same paragraph, advancing new ideas related information. New idea can be by shared by this scientist, by doctor, by this philosopher, or by any other person, which would be discussed also in this expository paragraph. And last is the thing that is called comparison. Comparison means differences, similarities, rising, lowering. There is different, comparison of two countries, comparison of two things, comparison of two people, comparison of two objects would be discussed so far, or comparison of anything would be discussed so far in expository paragraph. Now, what is the position of expository paragraph? Expository paragraph position in IELTS reading and everywhere in reading is second and third. In this kind of sometimes also fourth, sometimes also fourth. In these paragraphs, you would see the result of the story, the reasons of the matter, the kinds of the story, the kinds of different things, the kinds of objects. If any question would be asked from you, let's suppose, regarding these kind of information, like that question might be following the any of the heading, your answer would be in second, third, or fourth paragraph. Why? Because such kind of information would be only possibly to be get just so far from this very number, right? So you are supposed to, again, when you face such kind of question, reason related, result related, this new ideas related, kinds related, comparison related, your answer would be in second, third, or fourth paragraph, right? Next is descriptive paragraph, and the position of descriptive is fifth or sixth number in the passage at here in IELTS reading section. Descriptive paragraph, there is no reason, like expository. There is going to be no reason, no suggestion. What would be there? There would be only a description. A description means an image, which would discuss something about table, ratio, percentage, process, map, direction, diagram. These content related information would be discussed in descriptive paragraph, right? In descriptive paragraph, no explanation, no comparison, no new ideas, no kinds, no reason, no result. All these things will be not discussed in descriptive paragraph. Rather, in descriptive paragraph, but the thing is going to be discussed is your, the table, process, map diagram, and all such things, right? In descriptive paragraph. So this is I'm going to show you practically all of the kinds of paragraph in the passage. After descriptive paragraph, the fourth kind which you would pass to is persuasive paragraph. And in persuasive paragraph, you would be given a lot of suggestion from author side. Author would share his suggestion. Author would share his opinion. Author would share new ideas, caution, advice. Sorry, not new ideas, caution, advice. In simple word, in persuasive paragraph, author would convince readers on what? Author would convince readers if it be done in this way, this is going to be benefit. This is beneficial. This is essential. This should be. It needs to be. You have to. It's important. It's essential. It must be. These kind of phrases would be used in persuasive paragraph because at here author convince readers this should be done in this very way. Convincing readers on own perception and opinion is called persuasive paragraph, right? And this one would come near to conclusion paragraph of the passage, right? So in persuasive, a lot of suggestions you can find. Even suggestion word can be also used by itself, right? Suggestion word. Like So let me ask you guys then, we're coming practically like what were the cans and what we discussed so far. Remind it, recall it, and then we would have practical discussion by following that and different paragraph. Yeah. So first of all, narrative paragraph. What is narrative paragraph? Anyone? G.
Sir, narrative paragraph is just like a recap and next episode. Uh,
It's about historical things and ancient.
Good, good. Both are you of you are right. Um, about recap are about historical things, about past incident, right? That will be discussed, and the position of that is second or third.
Sir, second, third, and sometimes fourth.
Nah, nah. Narrative.
First
Isn't it?
paragraph.
First, first, first,
sir,
first one. Do not go on my options. Okay. What about expository paragraph?
Sir, it's about results and about comparisons and explanations.
Good explanation regarding a new idea. Any scientist related information when it would be asked in question after the passage, the answer would be in second, third, or fourth paragraph. Are new kinds, new ideas, right? Okay, so it would be discussed expository. So, the position of expository in a passage. Mhm.
Second,
Second
third,
and third.
Okay, good, right? Both are right. Second, third, or fourth. And fourth, and sometimes also fourth. Okay, descriptive paragraph. What is mean by that?
5 to 6.
Mm, yes, 5 to 6. What would be there in descriptive paragraph?
there's no reason in it, and there's no result or suggestion.
Mm, what would be there?
We can't share the differences about
Exactly.
anything like
Yes, about the description, about the image which would be discussed so far, about the ratio, the table, the diagram related information, image related. Okay. And the last that is very, very important, persuasive. What does it mean? What does it mean?
In
the
which writer gives suggestions, opinions, and
Exactly.
convince reader.
Exactly, exactly. To convince readers, persuasive paragraph is going to be there, right? Okay. Next, we are having this passage. Let me show you practically where which one is expository, which one is the another one, and why it is so. The passage in front of you, I copied from my student. She got 8.5 in IELTS reading section in real exam, right? So her reading passages are in front of you. She was gonna read in this way. Her reviews is also available on my sites, BA Kushalia. And this is like, the underlining each single word and giving it a title on left side and also mentioning the kind of paragraph, like what kind of information I read. Actually, in reading module, the very basic problem happened with students. They only read it. They don't understand it, right? So if you understand it, you'd enjoy it. You'd be able to do it very well. But this understanding, sometime in real exam, now students understand it. In their practice session, they do not read for the purpose of understanding. They only go for the purpose of only solving the questions. And then when they do so, then they like the time, they face music, right? But in real exam, and when they go to understand each single paragraph, that moment they realize that now they're going to be out of time, right? For the third passage. When they reach to third passage, time would be up. Why? Because of lacking of practice, well practice, right? So at initial stage, it would take time, but you are supposed to not give up, rather to, give it the best, give it the best. If another student can get 8.5 from very another, like a kind of art field, art subject in a sense, like having no concern with the English language, and if can be able to get this, so you can also get, right? The target should be there. But what is the strategy? Before moving to that, like a practical discussion of each kind of paragraph, the strategy for reading is to touch it on daily basis. From book 11 till 18, if you leave any test from book 11, each book contains 4 tests, and till 18, if you leave any test, you are actually not serious about 8 band. You are actually even sometimes, I would say, like for some students, those are even not like perfect or having good approach on of English language. They are even not serious for 7 band, right? In reading power, and they would hardly get 6 and 6.5. Why? Because these are the books. Your real exams are based on the same pattern and methodology, especially 14, 16, 17, and 18. Your real exam pattern is 100% similar to same to same of question, and these are everything as well, right? So the similar kind of vocabulary, similar kind of structure. Anyhow, these must be cleared by you, covered by you. Daily base, one test, no problem. One test, enough, right? In a month, you can cover it, right? And if you're out of time, one of my student was out of time. He was having only 1 week for his exam, and he was the student that I recommend that because of his level, I was much confident that he would get. He got 7.5 overall. In every module, he got the best. But I recommend him to go for only one test on daily basis for reading. He was the student that he asked by himself that please give me 3 or more, and he was the student who was gonna cover one book on daily basis, but because he was having only 10 days and a week, right, like that. But then he got the reward for that because he covered almost all the books from book 7 till this last book 17, 17, right? But he got the best. That 1.5 is the very best score, right? Now in the whole world, in America, top 100 institutes in Australia, top 100 institutes in this Canada, top institutes and in England, UK, all the top most institutes are going to only accept your result if you are above 7 bands, 7 or above 7, you would be acceptable in the whole world. 7 means the highest in a sense acceptable overall, right? 7
Mhm.
plus, then it is the best. Sometimes some students require 8 and 777, 777 and 8. Those are like the some high condition. PhD are some of the specialization part. Okay, yeah. So anyhow, in this reading section, the most challenging part, the most required a kind of practice, because 2.5 band students of my own, she moved from mock test, she moved in the real exam, she got 6.5. Initial stage 2.5, last stage 6.5. But there was one thing that was practice on daily basis, right? That daily basis practice, understanding each single line and that second, third, fourth, and each paragraph, the whole paragraph, if that would be understandable to you, fine, you can get easily, right? Now, anyhow, first paragraph, I mentioned earlier that it would be narrative. Why narrative? How? Let's do it practically. Polar bears are being increasingly threatened by effects of climate change. Now, here you saw one word that is threatened. And threatened means the past information. If the word is followed by ed, regular verb, so this means like it is the tagging is all about past moment. And if this is past moment, so it means that this is past, that is discussed so far in narrative. The remaining information we haven't read yet, but this is called narrative paragraph. And narrative paragraph, by the way, would always come at the beginning of a passage, right? Sorry, there was a kind of background sound from one of the speaker side. I muted it. If you want to ask a question, you can unmute yourself again. All right, no problem. Okay, now coming towards that second kind of paragraph, which I mentioned that it would be expository. Let's see a study, 2014 study by Shi Ping Liu and colleagues sheds light on the mystery. Now that sheds light on the mystery is a new information. And new information, new kind of idea we discuss here in expository paragraph, it would be discussed in expository paragraph. New idea, because shedding light from this, uh, scientists, and like getting information from scientist side, it is called expository paragraph. And why the another one is expository? Because yes, there would be some other information, mm, or some other kind of narrative will be followed for. Sorry, this is expository. Yes. Yes, this is the part, female polar bear. You see, female polar bear, and then this is actually discussed compared to male, and also it is compared to, I think, somewhere humans as well. Because of that comparison, and because of discussing the kinds of diseases here, some problem maternity and another problem pregnancy, right? Now, kinds of diseases, kinds of anything, and some new information and comparison would be actually discussed in second, third, and fourth paragraph in any passage, right? In I was reading any passage, and everywhere that will be discussed in explanatory or expository paragraph, right? Coming, this one is also expository paragraph. Here might be yes, psychologists Alanda Lennox and Alan Goldship found an explanation. Now further we did not move that what they found. They discovered. Now discovery is always new idea actually. That is going to become a new idea. And you're supposed to give it a name, expository. And such kind of question asking you scientist related information, answer would be not here or there, answer would be not here or there, right? Answer would be in the between of the passage, right? Because that would be the passage, the position of exposition, expository explanation, right? Okay. Next is yeah. Sometimes if you ask me, each passage is going to contain four of the kinds, right? And narrative, expository, descriptive, this last one persuasive. So answer is no. Narrative included 100% to be included in all the kinds of paragraph passages. Expository in all kinds. This last one persuasive in all kinds. But what about descriptive? Sometimes it would be there, sometimes it would not be there, right? A descriptive paragraph can you can find out in the advertisement pages, advertisement related information passages, and newspaper as well even, right? So this would be only included in some of the passage, descriptive only. The other three kinds, narrative, expository, and persuasive, would be included in all kinds of passages, right? Guys, kindly click on the link again for rejoining, and then if you told it, and then if you would be having any query, you would supposed to ask that, right? The meeting is actually going to be end. Try to click on the same